Hello and welcome back to BeweGungsKrieg.net. I've got here a game between two very high level players, Thomas and Soupman. So we got Soupman at the top left, and we have Thomas at the bottom right in the orange. Now, this is on a new map called the River. As you can see here, there's a road down the center. Roads speed you up by 50%, so it's very powerful to control these, with two flanking corridors at the bottom and the top. And then the base layout is fairly conventional. 1, 2, 3, 4, each base becoming more difficult to hold than the last. Soupman looks like he's going to move out immediately to try to seize ground, this forest, control this major choke point. Whereas Thomas looks like he got entrenchment first, and he's just doing a defensive kind of convex shape here. Looks like Soupman is actually going to go for the first expansion. And Thomas, is he going to expand? No, he's going to go for the vehicle works. So that means that Soupman's economy is going to be better later if he can survive the initial attack by Thomas's scout cars. So an expansion costs about 3 scout cars. Oh, it looks like Thomas is getting the base now, so he's just going to be a little bit delayed. So his kind of scout car advantage shouldn't be too much. Let's see how much he can get done with the scout car. Can he thread the needle between the left and the right? Well, he kills the rifleman on the right. Oh, and he's not looking, and he loses his scout car to the guys that were hiding in the forest. The scout car can outrange a regular rifleman when he's entrenched, but those riflemen ran up. Let's see if this second scout car can manage to get through this choke point. Ooh, not very good by Thomas. He's just kind of, well, he killed them all, but really with scout cars, what you want to be doing is microing them so that they can shoot the rifleman from outside of range. See that exactly. See how little damage the scout car is taking? Well, it's taking decent damage, but still it's quite reduced. And now we have a scout car on the other side of the map. It looks like Soupman's scout cars are coming out to meet it, try to intercept it. You really don't want a scout car on your side of the map wreaking havoc. You never know when it's going to dart in. Meanwhile, the center looks like Soupman tried to reestablish control over that. A third base for Thomas, no third base for Soupman. Looks like Soupman is not going to chase the scout car on the other side of the map, but it looks like he is going to try to go to the... Oh, and look, he has a command car out here. Command car is very, very fast. Here, let's go to 1x speed. That was at 2x. And we'll see, can he get anything done with this? Oh, there's a tank. There's a tank. Oh, look, he's rushing in. Okay, he's doing quite a bit of damage. Thomas has no anti-tank weapons. Thomas has no Panzerfaust, he has no tanks, he has no AT guns, so there's nothing that can kill this tank. As you can see, this tank is under a lot of fire, but rifle shots, they do almost no damage to that thick armor. Look, here we go, Thomas has his tank out. Hopefully it's able to kill this tank, but it's in smoke, it's not shooting. Boom, okay, there we go, finally. Soupman's tank should die. No, it doesn't. Some Panzerfaust getting shots off. Finally, oh, but no, the delay from the smoke, Soupman's new tank shows up. Another tank here. All the mines that were over here were killed. This is what happens when you take your third base too quickly. Will this tank be able to kill this base, or will he be saved in time? He's getting distracted, shooting at the units. He's not focusing the base. The base survives. Incredible. That's why you got to micro. You got to select a tank and right-click the base, or else your tank will naturally attack the threats to him. A fourth base coming up for Thomas. Wow, he's going to be on 4 bases. Soupman is up on 3, but he's probably nowhere close to his 4th, although I see an engineer coming out here. He might be ready to get a base. Let's speed this up a little bit while these two players are both reeling from those expenditures in that big fight. Inconclusive for Soupman, unfortunately. He did kill a lot of the steel mines, but he didn't get the base, and that's what he really wanted. But now he's getting the 4th base, so now they're going to be soon on even income. Look, a flank attack coming in here from Soupman with tanks, but it gets spotted by a scout car that was out on outpost duty. These infantry being pulled back, they're going to be useless against that tank, but there's nothing to defend this base. Here's some Panzerfaust. You can see they got that little RPG on their back. They might be able to do some damage to these tanks, but the tanks are probably going to be able to kill this base way before they get there. And the base dies. So now Soupman is ahead on bases, but there's a similar counterattack coming in from Thomas on the other side. Wisely, Soupman retreating here, and let's see while this base goes down. You see both players overextended. They got excited. They thought, hey, these choke points are easy to defend. Let's expand early. And then a couple of tanks show up while you're attacking. Oh my god, look at this. Look at these panzers. Probably going to kill this tank. There we go. So now both players knocked back down to 3 bases. 3 pretty much fully mining bases for both of them. Let's look at the resources. You can see it's pretty even. In the last minute, they're getting about the same research. Although, sorry, same income. Although you can see blue Superman, he has a lot more steel. That means he's not putting that into combat power on the field. He's floating minerals. His macro's not good enough. He doesn't have enough units. We can see a little bit of a Tom and Jerry like chase going on over here, as Superman is retreating from this superior force. Maybe he could have turned around and fought at this choke point, but it's probably not a good idea to. There's quite a bit more tanks here for Thomas. Let's see. A defensive setup in the forest. Okay, let's see how this attack plays out. Oh, Superman stops at the last moment. I think he didn't see this army. Now he's trying to chase. He's activating breakthrough. That's what the circle means. He has increased movement speed and increased attack speed. Oh, but I think Thomas smokes himself to protect himself. But when you're in melee range with another unit in smoke, you can shoot it. And so Superman still gets a favorable trade, but now all of a sudden he's surrounded by other tanks. And the Panzerfaust are coming into support. Will they be able to kill the command card? They kill the command card. Will the chase? Ooh, but there's reinforcements coming in. What's going to happen? Who's going to win this? I can't tell. It's probably going to be Thomas. No, you see, Superman's running away, so his tanks are presenting their backs. Their backs have way less armor. They take a lot more damage, but Thomas doesn't decide to chase. He really should have here. He would have had Superman on the ropes, but it's really hard to tell. Who knows what kind of reinforcements are right around the corner? You don't have vision. So, it might be a smart commitment, a smart decision not to overcommit. Oh, you can see all the detritus of the battle and the burn marks and the tank traps. Tank traps. Okay, a little bit of an attack coming through, but it's probably going to get intercepted. This AT gun is setting up here. It's going to be completely missing this. Look at these weak tanks. They're probably going to be able to kill this base. Finally, they're going to kill the base. The long quest. In the meanwhile, harassment going on over here, but the base goes down. Will this base fall too? I mean, that would just be an absolute disaster for Thomas. If he loses both of his main mining bases, he's also going to lose his engineering complex. Not going to be able to build command cars anymore or do any more research. This Thomas's base. Come, attack! He's probably overwhelmed. He's probably trying to defend here and defend here. He does manage to save this base. It's on very low HP. Let's see. Will this base die now? Oh no, Thomas is so slow. Thomas is out of position. Thomas's Panzerfaust are too slow. They can't catch up to the tanks, and the tanks are just rampaging through the economy of Thomas. I think Thomas is going to lose this game. He's finally clearing up the units, but if we look at the resources tab, look at Thomas's income. It's almost nothing. He's got almost nothing. The main is mined out. The natural is not mining. The second base is not mining. The fourth base is mining, but just barely. 3 pump checks and 1 steel mine, but I guess it just doesn't have enough. Another attack coming in. This is probably going to be fatal. This is probably going to be the final stab that Superman has to do to finish this, although that is a lot of Panzerfaust. I think if this battle goes right, it's going to have to be a lot of battles that goes right. Let's see this from Thomas's perspective. Here's his attack. He's setting up his AT gun. The AT gun has smoked all the infantry, are getting absolutely slaughtered by the tanks, and he turns around. That's a disaster. He's trying to set up again. A breakthrough from Superman. Sorry for the lag. Happens every time we switch perspectives. Okay. He kind of breaks through, loses most of his tanks, but the problem is Superman can replace this. Look at his income. It's actually, it's not high, but it's okay. Whereas Thomas, everything he loses is lost forever. Look, Superman coming in for this base, and he's going to get it. It's so low HP. That's just going to be it. That has to be it. He's trying to retake this base. Will it be enough? I don't think so. But Thomas is a very high-level player. He can pull out a lot of magic. Okay, so the base goes down as expected. A little bit of a counterattack happening here. But what are you going to do with 1 tank and 3 riflemen against 4 tanks? That's the power of a strong economy. And there we go. Superman has won. That means that Thomas has GG'd and has quit the game. Fantastic game by Superman showing his exquisite tank control. If you saw the previous video that you can probably see on screen right now, Superman's tank control is just fantastic.